In a small, fog-drenched town, there stood a house made entirely of mirrors, reflecting every angle of the world around it. The townspeople whispered tales of the mirror house, saying it was built by an eccentric old woman who could see into the past and future through its walls. One day, a curious young man named Elias, who had always been fascinated by the unknown, decided to visit the mirror house. His heart pounded as he approached the entrance, the fog parting as if the house itself invited him in. The door creaked open on its own, revealing a grand hall lined with mirrors of all shapes and sizes, each one reflecting a different version of Elias. As he stepped inside, the door slammed shut behind him, sealing him in with the countless reflections. Elias noticed that the mirrors didn't just reflect his current image but showed him at various stages of his life, his childhood, adolescence, and even moments he hadn't yet lived. His reflection as an old man waved back at him from a distant mirror, causing a shiver to run down his spine. He tried to leave, but the door had vanished, replaced by yet another mirror that reflected his growing fear. Panic gripped him as he wandered through the house, searching for a way out. But every turn led to more mirrors and more unsettling reflections. In one mirror, he saw his parents, long deceased, beckoning him with sad smiles as if inviting him to join them. Elias hesitated, feeling an overwhelming urge to step into the mirror and be reunited with them. But something held him back. Another mirror showed a future where Elias was a successful man, surrounded by wealth and happiness, yet the reflection's eyes were hollow and lifeless. He recoiled from the image, realizing that not every version of his future was one he wanted to live. As Elias delved deeper into the house, he found a small, dusty mirror tucked away in a corner, its surface clouded and dim. When he wiped it clean, it revealed a reflection of himself as he was now, but with a key hanging around his neck. Glancing down, Elias saw no such key on his person, but the reflection began to move independently, pointing to a hidden compartment in the wall. Following the reflection's lead, he found the compartment and within it, an old, rusted key that seemed to hum with energy. The moment Elias touched the key, the mirrors around him began to shatter, one by one, as if the house itself was falling apart. He ran back to the hall, now a maze of broken glass and distorted reflections, clutching the key tightly in his hand. Finally, Elias reached the spot where the door had been, now replaced by a mirror showing nothing but darkness. He raised the key, and the mirror cracked, revealing a doorway bathed in blinding light. Without hesitation, Elias stepped through the doorway, leaving the mirror house behind as it crumbled into the fog. He found himself standing in the town square, the house gone as if it had never existed, but the key still in his hand. Elias returned to his home, the memory of the mirror house lingering in his mind, the reflections of his past and future haunting him. He placed the key in a drawer and vowed never to speak of what he had seen, but he couldn't shake the feeling that the house was still watching him, waiting for the day he would return. Late at night, when the fog rolled in, Elias could sometimes hear the faint sound of mirrors shattering in the distance, a reminder of the countless lives he had glimpsed and the choices he had yet to make. The mirror house was gone, but its presence lingered, forever etched in the fog and in Elias's mind.